interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. Information pertaining to a national emergency is currently being transmitted due to the urgency of the threat at hand. Please do not turn off your device at this time. Please stand by for a message from the President of the United States or his representative.
Good evening. I am a representative of the President of the United States. It is with a heavy heart that I've revealed this information to you all at this time. At approximately 12:45 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, the North American Aerospace Defense Command has detected several objects en route to various cities across the United States. These objects were later revealed to be several hundred elongated tungsten rods that were launched from an unknown source. Los Angeles, California, Atlanta, Georgia, Seattle, Washington, New York City, New York, Houston, Texas, Raleigh, North Carolina, Chicago, Illinois, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Indianapolis, Indiana, and Lincoln, Nebraska. Locations surrounding the soon-to-be affected areas are also at risk. Due to the material, length, width, and volume of the rods, shelters will not provide sufficient protection to ensure survival. All forms of buildings will be destroyed, regardless of material used for the structure. Mandatory evacuation efforts are currently being implemented to ensure the safety and survival of civilians within a 50-mile radius of the soon-to-be affected cities. You will not be allowed to remain in your current location. If you attempt to remain in your current location, you will be forcefully removed from the area. It is currently unknown if more attacks will occur at this time. Please bring clothing, food, water, medical supplies, and any method to continue being informed about this crisis. Time until impact is expected to be within the next 12 to 15 minutes. Despite this unfortunate discovery, we will strive for greatness, and the flame of democracy will never go out. My fellow Americans, please remain safe and follow directions. This ends my message. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
That was a message from a representative of the President of the United States. We will now return to the emergency alert system.
Updates will be broadcast as more information becomes available. Continue to monitor media outlets on this national crisis.
We interrupt our programming for a national emergency. Please await further instructions.
Nous interrompons notre programmation pour une urgence nationale. Veuillez attendre d'autres instructions.
Event type is terrorist threat. 4. All of Canada. This message is transmitted at the request of the Government of Canada and British Columbia. Confirmed reports of elongated tungsten rods, which is soon to impact various locations in the country of Canada, have been detected by the North American Aerospace Defense Command in the United States. These locations include Ottawa, Ontario, Quebec City, Quebec, Victoria, British Columbia, Halifax Regional Municipality, Nova Scotia, Regina, Saskatchewan, Edmonton, Alberta, Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador, Winnipeg, Manitoba, and Fredericton, New Brunswick. Subsequent attacks are expected, but unlikely. All Canadian citizens are ordered to evacuate these areas immediately. Do not seek shelter. The rods will destroy any and all shelters upon impact. The rods will impact in 12 to 15 minutes. Do not stay in your shelter. Death is guaranteed if you do not leave. Attempt to take as many people with you. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has been taken to a secure location and will be speaking on air very shortly. This message will repeat until more information is available.
Le type d'événement est menace terroriste. Pour l'ensemble du Canada. Ce message est transmis à la demande du gouvernement du Canada et de la Colombie-Britannique. Des rapports confirmés de tiges de tungstène allongées, qui auront bientôt des répercussions sur divers endroits du pays du Canada, ont été détectés par le commandement de la défense aérospatiale de l'Amérique du Nord aux États-Unis. Ces emplacements comprennent Ottawa, Ontario, Québec, Victoria, Colombie-Britannique, municipalité régionale de Halifax, Nouvelle-Écosse, Regina, Saskatchewan, Edmonton, Alberta, Charlottetown, Île-du-Prince-Édouard, Saint John-S, Terre-Neuve et Labrador, Winnipeg, Manitoba et Fredericton, Nouveau-Brunswick. Les attaques ultérieures sont attendues, mais peu probables. Tous les citoyens canadiens sont condamnés à évacuer ces zones immédiatement. Ne cherchez pas un abri. Les tiges détruiront tous les abris à l'impact. Les tiges auront un impact de 12 heures à 15 minutes. Ne restez pas dans votre refuge. La mort est garantie si vous ne partez pas. Essayez de prendre autant de gens avec vous. Le Premier ministre Justin Trudeau a été emmené dans un endroit sûr et prendra la parole très prochainement. Ce message se répète jusqu'à ce que plus d'informations soient disponibles.
This is BBC Television from London. Normal programming has been suspended. A national emergency is in progress. Please await instructions. This is an attack upon the United Kingdom. Various satellites have detected multiple elongated rods approaching various locations within England. The countries of Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales are also soon to be affected by this event. This attack is being done by an unknown source, and similar attacks are occurring in the North American countries of Canada and the United States. All majorly populated cities within the UK are soon to be affected. These cities include, but are not limited to, London, Belfast, Liverpool, Glasgow, Bristol, Manchester, Brighton, Plymouth, Bolton, Oxford, and Aberdeen. The exact material of these rods are unknown, but it's presumed to be made out of tungsten. These rods will cause mass devastation to the United Kingdom, which will result in mass evacuation efforts to minimize loss of life. Do not attempt to remain in your current location, as no shelter will be able to provide protection. The royal family, members of the Houses of Parliament, and the Prime Minister are being moved to a secure location and will be considered safe. There are no attacks occurring in other countries across the world. After the rods have impacted, damage is expected to be catastrophic, and all buildings impacted by the rods will be destroyed. Once military officials arrive at your location, please follow their instructions. More updates will be available as this crisis develops.
Update pertaining to the impact of the tungsten rods. The following message is transmitted at the request of the North American Aerospace Defense Command, Air Force Global Strike Command, and the United States government. All ROBs have impacted their locations, and there is widespread damage across various parts of the United States. Subsequent attacks have also occurred in the country of Canada and the island nation of the United Kingdom. Exact injury and casualty count is unknown at this time, and a report is expected within 2 to 3 days upon conclusion of the current day. A global investigation has currently begun in order to locate the source of the attack. The satellites which launched the tungsten rods, now known as the rods from God, are all currently inoperative, and subsequent attacks are unable to occur. All residents that reside within the affected areas are ordered to not return to these areas, as debris has rendered these areas unsuitable to reside inside of. Construction efforts are currently undergoing, and it is expected that completion will occur within the following years. Please only use the telephone lines if you have an actual emergency. This concludes this broadcast of the emergency alert system. Normal programming will now resume at this time.